Howdy, Possum Patty here, and I'm junk journaling. So come on along. Well, this is Journal Rescue Mission Part 2. And the first thing I decided to do was take off my diorama. You know, I love my diorama, but it just prevented me from closing the book, and I want to at least close it part way. And what I'm going to do is put it on the cover of the next journal, because it just doesn't bend enough to work in this journal on the inside. I'm going to put it on the outside of the next one. And it took me about a half an hour, and I took my little orange knife and I worked around the edge very carefully, and I cut down 2 layers into the batting that's underneath this paper. And when I made this journal underneath this paper, I put this soft quilt batting in there so that the cover would be nice and soft. So I cut down into that, and I carefully pulled this off, and I completely rescued this whole thing. Absolutely no damage done to it. Just has a few bits glued on the back here, but I didn't want to cut into the postcard. So mission successful on that one. And I'm going to put this on the next journal, like I said. And then I took a piece of the batting and I glued that down, and I took a piece of cardstock and I glued that down to fill in the hole. And I'm going to now cover up that big white space with some material. The cat just climbed into my lap. So if you see a tail, and I'm going to cover this up and put something else on this page that's flat. And we went to the beach the other day and we saw a clam boat, and I just found this old postcard, I don't know how old it is, pretty old, of a clam boat. So I think I'm gonna just make a little page here about our trip to the beach the other day. I think I have a sticker that's a picture of a clam, and then I'll do some journaling. So with that done, I can at least close my book that much. Before it was like this. And I think, wow, that's ridiculous. Come on, Possum Patty. Don't be ridiculous. So anyway, I'm going to glue those down in a minute. So at least now I can like get it closed enough where I can actually put my hand on it like that. And I only have a few more pages in here to finish. I have this tied up because I was gluing things down here. So I'm going to glue down the material and journal on this page. I'm sort of running in and out of the room today, so this is going to be kind of a mashed up video. And then I will show you what else I've done. Well, there she is. May 26th, Rocky Neck State Park. While at the beach, we saw a strange boat just outside the swim area. Coincidentally, at home, I found this old postcard of the Long Island clammer. So this boat that we saw was a clamming boat, and it was going around all the coves and different places and doing some clamming. And here's that clamshell sticker that I was gifted, and a couple other little beach stickers. And this flat, sort of, almost, page is replacing my diorama. And now I have a few more pages to finish up. There was this plain green page, and I just found this piece of paper that I'm not really sure what I made it for. But it's kind of colorful. I was probably going to put it in a book somewhere. And I think I'm just going to take this picture because I like it. It's Morning Glories, and it's summery. And May is the month of flowers. And I think I'm going to add that on there. It's got blue edge, which matches all the blue next to it. And I think I'm going to go find my vine trim and add a piece of vine on the side of that. And then maybe I'll just note where this was taken. And that'll be another page done. Okay, let me just share with you a few pages that I've finished in the journal. I'm looking out my window and the little bunny's out there eating some grass on the front lawn. So I found this little tag I was mentioning in the other video. This was just a tag that Zena had given me. And on the back I put a clipping from that 1892 magazine. I already put in here the peacock poem. Put a little sparkly Mod Podge on there to protect it. Punched a hole. Put all kinds of funky yarns on there because I love the soft fabric look. And these I already shared. On this page, I put some information about the blue-gray gnatcatcher. Now, people are always watching birds in their yards, and they say, oh, I saw the bluebird and the blue jay and the cardinal and the house finch and all these different birds. But nobody sits outside on their porch and says, I was watching the blue-gray gnatcatcher. But at my house, I do sit on my porch and watch the blue-gray gnatcatcher. Easy for me to say, right? And it's this little tiny bird. It's about that big. Little tiny bird. And it's got a little perky tail that flicks around like a little wren. And we have some stones piled across the front. I don't want to say it's really a stone wall because it's really just a pile of stones. And it hops around all the stones looking for little bugs to eat. And it's so much fun to watch, even though it's tiny, tiny, tiny. It's not a big, colorful bird, but it's fun to watch. I like to watch bird behavior. And it just hops all in and out of the rocks looking for insects. So I added that to the page. This page was already set up like this. So inside I put some information about the painted turtle. Because one thing I do this time of year is turtle rescues. If we're driving down the street, Mr. Possum keeps a lookout on the road for any turtles that might be trying to cross the road. And if he sees one, he pulls over and I jump out and I run back and I put it across the road to the other side so that it doesn't get hit by a car. So my first turtle rescue for 2021 was on May 23rd. And I said where I rescued it. And I just put this from the nature book, little information about the painted turtle, because this one was a painted turtle. Last year I did painted turtles and a few snappers, some snapping turtles, which you have to be careful when you move to snapping turtles, because they can get you. Okay, I'm going to do something on this page, which I haven't finished yet. I added this bookmark in here, which was embroidery done by my sister probably back in the 1970s. And she added this photograph of a statue, and she put some words down here. Yes, the answer lies within you, so why not take a look now? This is really pretty. And I just stuck that in there. I shared the elephant page already. These pages I glued together. And let's see, what did I do? I know I did another page in here. I'm jumping all over the place, but that's okay. Oh, I did this page. This was the green page, and I put the picture. This was my flower farm in Pennsylvania, Breezy Corner Flower Farm. This picture was taken in 2004. And I just added these little butterfly stickers from the Dollar Tree and some of my green vine along the edge just to finish up that page. Oh, there's that poem about the peacock feather. I forgot if I shared these or not, but I just put some images from the Peterson magazine, May 1892. Put some Mod Podge on there to protect them. And this one's Children's Fashions for May. And this one was the embroidery shopping bag for May. And I just made a little note that I started going to the flea market in April and then yard sales in May, and I had lots of vintage finds. Excuse me. Everybody's sneezing, allergy season, there's so much pollen. And then I did a hummingbird page. My coral honeysuckle vine is blooming right now. I have it on a post out by the front sidewalk. And the hummingbirds love, love, love this bush. So I made a little note. And it was interesting because we're sitting in the living room, and last year we had pots of pink petunias hanging on the front porch, and the hummingbirds came and they were hovering right on the front porch, right at the spot where the pink petunias were last year, but I hadn't hung up any petunias yet. So I thought that was interesting. It's like they remembered that I had hanging baskets there and they were wondering where they were. So then they went over to the honeysuckle vine and feasted on that. So that day I ran out and I bought some petunias and I hung them on the front porch, so now they're happy. And these are some stickers from the Dollar Tree. I like these. They got glitter and bling on them. Excuse me. Allergies. Oh. So I'm going to just work on a few more pages here. Oh, and I did cosmetic surgery on this page because the dead mouse in this picture was giving me some really bad feng shui. So I covered it up with this beautiful brocade that Zena had gifted to me. Oh, I'm sorry. And this was some punchinella. I had die cut some flowers on some yellow paper and I saved a scrap. I put it on there, and some of that ribbon I got at the yard sales. And just made a note, I saw this beetle on my front porch. So I think now this page looks a little better. I love the combination, for some reason, of yellow and white. So I put the white ribbon on the yellow and I left the little white edge of the paper on the other side. And there's the one I started with on the back. And so I'm going to finish this video and get it all together and then go back and do a few more pages. But I'm getting there, almost done. And like I said, at least now I want to be able to at least get my hand on it like that. If I get my hand on the book like that, that's fat enough. So I'll be calling this done very shortly. Not quite yet, but almost there. So thanks for coming along today, and happy junk journaling. Bye-bye now.